Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here and we are playing City Skylines. It's been a little bit since I played this since our last video. But yeah, first of two City Skylines videos here in June. Of course, every city is wild June. We're trying to get a good amount of content in that for you guys, and well, here we are. So let's take a look at our map. It's been, again, a little bit since I played it. Last thing we did was I sort of reconnected this area. So this section was definitely like a dried out lake bed area. And I was just like, you know what? It should be refilled. So we connected it in with the ocean, sunk it down a little bit, and then connected it through here. So we really have a little bit more water connection. I also covered the entire map in trees, really to just, I think, have some fun with the fact of things being able to sort of stand out through the tree. Wow, this is lagging. Pretty cool. Pretty swag. It was not doing this last time I played it, but it is now. So the thing is, though, with this many trees, I think we got to take a look at our potential fire hazards that this map, of course, brings. Granted, we have a good amount of fire watch towers, so that obviously is considered coverage in the area, which is, it's great. It's cool. I'm glad that we have it. But I definitely want to have a way that we can, control said fire if it does break out in this map. Because here's the thing. If a fire breaks out in this map anywhere, we have, well, a big problem. A big problem. So let's see. Where's city limits? Right here? Definitely out in that area a little bit. Okay. So here's the thing. It's going to be a problem. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to add a large road. Now I'm going to need some water to connect out to that, of course. You have no power here, huh? Okay, we can adjust that a little bit. We'll just add another power plant into our system, and that will also connect in that whole thing to the power grid. But what I want to do out here is really beef up our fire coverage. So, granted, this is not a solution necessarily. Somehow our fire hazard is increased by placing this down. This isn't necessarily something that's going to just, prevent fires, but I think having a shit ton of fire helicopters, that being like 14, because it's a good amount. That if, say, a fire were to break out, there's just going to be a little bit more ways to prevent it or put it out quicker. And that's my strategy here. So yeah, just do something for it. What is this? The police helicopter? Since we're putting out helicopters and I want to connect in the power to the area, we'll do this. Police helicopter. Now, how does that get power to connect in? It still doesn't. I really want to get a post service going here. Holy shit. Holy. Why is this lagging so much today? It's so weird. Alright, well, we're gonna have to make a change. That's pure chaos. Wow. Wow. So I'm just going to go through and sort of see areas that don't have post offices. Again, post offices are a thing. I don't know what to say about post offices. I mean, I don't even know how much it benefits your city, but it does more good for your city than it does harm. So let's put it that way. I will gladly just drop a few post offices in here randomly along the way. There's no roads here I can place it on, is there? So can I place it there? No. Alright, so as you can see our map filling in with post office coverage, which is fantastic. Fantastic. So thrilled to have post offices everywhere in this map. It's really, really gonna be crucial for the future of the city. Gotta just hype them up while they're there. You know how it'll be. Alright. I think this game is lagging because there's so many trees. If I'm honest. This is not an issue. Ah, here's a fire breakout. See, this is what I'm saying. Obviously in the rain, it's not as bad, but again, that's a significant area that with fire helicopters they can get to and really work on putting out. Again, without the rain, this would definitely be a problem. I mean, it did this much in the rain, so this is why we have fire helicopters. I'd hate to see how this would be operating on my PS4, dude. Like, this is on my PS5 and it's lagging? Shit. my PS4 with this would just be, like, dead. The game would just crash. Let's be honest. So, the fire isn't put out. I mean, it did a little bit of damage over here, but I mean, again, damage to the trees. Not anything too wild. Pretty well contained, but again, if that wasn't in the rain, we didn't have the fire watchtowers. That could have easily been problematic had we had a city in that area. Of course, this section isn't as bad because, well, it has to cross water. But if a fire broke out on this part of the map, you'd have a big problem because that connects in all through here. Or if it broke out in this little section. Of course, not as big as it used to be because it's disconnected. But, yeah, it'd be a problem either way. So we're looking at more residential. Slight demand for that. I believe this is all high density, so guess this will be our next little spot for residential. We're not going to add in much yet, but we'll do a drop of residential there. And again, trying to fill in the area, so we'll do a drop of residential there. Kind of get ahead of that demand at the moment. Because, again, there's a good amount of areas that's going to become residential. So, want to make it good. What a sentence. I want to make it good. So you can see we got a building coming in here. Okay. Wrong game. That was building GT. I could just press triangle and boost forward faster. Yeah, so that's coming in good. Nice. Get a little more residential there. Let's fill this in. Oh, fuck. I'm trying to sneeze in the microphone, but you know how it be. You know how it be. Ooh, we have no power to that. So we have a slight demand for commercial. I want to keep the commercial relatively low key just because we kind of have an issue with people living here and working. So let's check education. Let's see how that's going. So high school availability, we have a good amount. Elementary school availability, we have a good amount of. University, very good. So none of that needs to be added or increased. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Of course, we have our airport up and running on this side, but I kind of want to get like something I haven't done before. Like this is one city, right? This is all one city. But I kind of want to get like this to be like this bridge is the divider, right? So this area can all be one city. And then this section here, a lot smaller, but still an area to be like the secondary city. So that spot works. So let's get this going. Maybe eventually it just becomes a one giant city, but for now, it can be two separate cities. Because you got a lot of hills here. Not necessarily going to be super usable. The only thing that I want to keep connected with these two cities is water. Just because I don't really want to have to pull from two locations. But everything else about it will be separate at this bridge. Nothing's the same from there. So we'll have its own power, its own industrial section. All of that will be the same or separate. So first thing I want to do is, of course, get our highway connections in here. So we're going to get get that there. Alright, that did not build. Alright, so that is in there. I mean, I just feel like this is a different idea than anything I've ever done. I've always done in this game, like, just one massive section. Like, nothing's ever been different with my builds. You know, I've always done a just massive city with really no unique features. And I think that this will make this a very, very cool and interesting area. So, strategy here, we're going to put a large roundabout here, and then we'll get highway roads connecting to it, and then we will get the giant 6-lane road that connects down to the airport. And we're gonna start with a bit of a kind of grid section around this airport. Now this will be mostly commercial. I don't think that this area has the correct things that it needs to be a whatever that is, residential, because it's right by the airport. I'm not really feeling that vibe, so that's fine. We don't need that. All right. So the next thing with this roundabout, we're going to make this just a little bit better. Now we're going to do this with both of them. We're going to go through and basically upgrade this to be a highway road. So the next thing we're going to then do is, of course, go through here and turn off any intersection pieces, because we don't want that. Don't believe there's any here. So we're going to go in, and this area is going to be a bit of both. It's going to be a bit of residential, which will be kind of here. And then we'll just get this little road to connect to here. Okay. So this is going to become a residential section. I think that will be good. We'll kind of come across this way with it as well. See, this one, though, I'm not going to have become connected in. This piece is going to become our industrial zone, and we'll put some power there. That will then connect power lines across the highway to the future commercial area. It will become very gridded, but again, I think that this area being more gridded than like, I mean, this is very much a grid, but this is more of a particular grid layout. Again, this can go up. I think that looks cool. That looks really cool. So we get that, and then we go to power. And I think this area just needs a solid amount of power. So again, we don't have water through here, so we'll get that. We'll pull from the water that I threw over there. Now I know we're gonna have an issue with that little island. So I'm gonna have to put like a little water, one of those water windmill things there instead, which will be fine. We can do that easily. So to slowly get this all connected now. So I gotta go check the water availability, because it's not that bad, but we're definitely adding a lot into the system. So right there you can get some wind power, and we're gonna do this right here. This is the first part of this section that will be lived on. Will be that. As for up here, we are going to add in our first little bit of, I guess I would say, key living pieces to the city. Now, I don't know if the power connects across that road. It doesn't. But that will. So let's put a little windmill there. And we're going to have a hard time getting power out to the other portion of the map here. There we go. So that has brought power to the airport, which will then allow us to bring in commercial as needed over here. We're going to start with just a little bit. I don't know if this is going to necessarily be good for the area. It may not get enough commercial, and as you know, as we're seeing here, we don't have necessarily the residential capacity in this area for what we're doing. So hopefully people will move into this space. We'll liven it up with a few parks. You know, we'll give a bunch of basketball courts to this area as an initial starting piece. And hopefully that will entice people to come live here. Of course, in this section, we're also going to need our police department, which will go here, and our fire department, which will go here. So we're going to put those things in the area. That should help with that. I do want more fire departments in this section because this is the industrial zone. So I'd like that. Do we have enough? We don't have anything over here. So power? Are you serious, dude? Oh my god. I'm not surprised about water, but I am surprised about power. That's why I picked that spot. I thought that it was close enough to the airport, but evidently not. So there we go. That little bit adds in all the power that we need. So over here, we're definitely struggling to get workers. This built up quickly, but we just don't have the workers yet. Hopefully we get some because this area is looking super, super cool. A lot of industrials going in. Same with over here with commercial. But yeah. So let's see what we can do about roads. Of course, this has a lot of intersections that I did not go through and take them out yet. So I do just want to acknowledge most of our City Skylines videos go for sometimes up to an hour. Because I get just so into building. But this month being Every City is Wild June, we're going to have a second video already planned. And the way that I'm recording these, I want to record again. I don't want to spend, I got a few videos Every City is Wild June to record. Let's put it that way. And I don't want to necessarily spend the whole time doing City Skylines. So we're going to do 2 half-hour episodes in this month. Just a little note on why it's a little shorter. But we're getting close to the end of this episode. That's kind of why I threw this out there. So we're going to head back to this section, though. Because this is actually, like, the more properly built up section of our map. And I definitely want it to have, more industry. This is our main industry zone. And I don't want to not have that, that industry here. Because over there it's getting, I wouldn't say problematic, but close to it, just with the way that things are working. We don't have a high amount of residential in that area with enough workers, enough people moving in. So even this area, I feel this is a bit too much that I'm zoning here for potential industry. So I'm just going to leave this all as, zonable space, but not necessarily getting zoned yet. Again, as that demand continues to go up, we may increase it. But for now, we're just going to sort of have this area prepped with water with roads and without traffic lights. So, there we go. Garbage is a problem, huh? Interesting. Well, good thing we're in a industrial zone. That reminds me that out here needs some garbage. Wow, this is all just abandoned. That sucks. That really, really sucks. I mean, this area was looking really nice for a second. How's out here? Not bad. There's only one building with lack of workers. This, though, this is just a giant problem. I mean, residential's picking up in this area, but damn. Alright, thank you for watching. We'll be back with City Skylines later in the month.